And in the Impact segment tonight, anointing Obama. In the September issue of Harper's Bazaar magazine, model Tyra Banks poses as Michelle Obama standing next to a Barack lookalike in a mock Oval Office. Uh-oh. The spread seems to play into the perception in some quarters that the Obamas feel entitled to the White House. That theme has been seized upon by the McCain folks.
It shall be known that in 2008 the world will be blessed. They will call him the One.
A nation healed, a world repaired. We are the ones we've been waiting for.
And he has anointed himself, ready to carry the burden of the One. To quote Barack, I have become a symbol of America, returning to our best traditions. He can do no wrong.
Do you have any doubts?
Never.
Joining us now from Philadelphia, Fox News analyst and Obama supporter, Dr. Marc Lamont Hill. Okay, as we talked, you were on the radio last week and we had a lively discussion, and I asked you to do me a favor and put yourself in the shoes of a swing voter, probably white, in Michigan or Pennsylvania, Ohio, Indiana, one of those. And he's looking at, you know, the campaign from who should I vote for? Hasn't decided. And, you know, you get the commercial you just heard, and now you have a magazine, and there's the Tyra Banks, big glamour puss, you know. And I'm saying to myself, this can't help Barack Obama. This stuff, and Tyra Banks, a big Obama supporter, giving him money. This can't help him. Am I wrong?
I don't think it's that big of a deal, actually. I think there are many moments where Barack Obama has been a bit presumptuous on the campaign trail. When you saw the mock presidential seal, when you saw him attempting to speak in front of the Brandenburg Gate. But this is a little bit different. This just shows that Barack Obama is a rock star. He's a pop culture phenomenon, and people love him. I don't think that's going to affect the swing voter. Anyone who's turned off by this isn't going to vote for Barack Obama anyway.
That's an interesting point. So you say that the people who don't like Obama are going to seize upon this to say he's imperious and that he has a sense of entitlement, but the independent-minded person is going to say, hey, this guy is really cool. Look at Tyra Banks, and you know, this is fun, and I'm going to get on this Obama bandwagon. So you really believe that? Not just because you like Obama.
No.
You really believe it.
I sincerely believe that because I have a certain amount of faith in the American voters. I think that they are much smarter and more sophisticated than we give them credit for, particularly those undecided white voters. I think they're very sophisticated. I think there are plenty of reasons that they're undecided on Barack Obama. I think there's a downside to him. They still question whether or not he shares their values, and that has a whole lot of subtext to it. But this is not one of those moments. This is a moment where we can simply say, look, people love him. He's something that people aspire to. Even Tyra Banks wishes that she were Michelle Obama. That's a good thing. I think that endears him to voters.
Tyra Banks wishes she was Michelle Obama. Well, I'm not sure about that there, doctor. Well, but I don't know. How often do you hear me say that?
I'm floored, actually.
I just don't know. I see a pretension sometimes in Barack Obama. He's pretentious sometimes.
Well,
and
that's
wait,
just
let me make my case, and you can rebut. I know for a fact that the man has studied John Kennedy, and that he's modeled his campaign and the way he conducts himself in public on JFK. That's not a bad thing. JFK came out of nowhere as a young senator to defeat Richard Nixon, the incumbent vice president, and he did it on charisma alone. Nobody knew who JFK was. He had no real record. He was a war hero, yes, but certainly Nixon had much more gravitas than JFK at the time. So it's not a bad thing. But I think that in Barack Obama's case, with the 24/7 media cycle, this is the difference. JFK was on TV once in a while, Look magazine, Life magazine. But when you hear over and over again, this guy's arrogant, he's pretentious, he thinks he's his entitlement in there, I think some of the folks are going to say, you know, I don't know much about him. He's still a mystery to me, and he looks a little pretentious out there. All his swell friends like Tyra Banks and the Harper's magazine, which, believe me, is not widely read in the blue-collar precincts. So they're going to say, I'm going to go with McCain. He's more of a regular guy. All right, go ahead.
Well, there's a few things. One, you're right. Those blue-collar workers aren't reading Harper's anyway.
Right. But they watch The Factor.
Oh, right.
So they know.
They absolutely watch The Factor, and as they're watching The Factor, we can explain to them that the media often constructs personalities for people, and then everything else that happens substantiates what we think is already true. So, for example, anyone who runs for president, anyone who thinks that they have the capacity to be leader of the free world is arrogant and presumptuous. All of them. So, you know, but Barack Obama happens to have that label ascribed to him. The same way that we had John Edwards as the sort of airhead, and we had John Kerry as the elitist. We have John McCain as the sort of angry guy. We construct people in this way, but none of it is entirely true. And so I think it's good that you're on the factor bill because you can deconstruct this stuff and show people
but
that's
it's not my job to deconstruct anything, particularly in Barack Obama's case, because I don't know the man.
Well,
I don't know. Wait.
Oh.
You made a brilliant point, and you're absolutely right in everything you just said, that the media presents, well, don't thank me yet, that the media presents an image they want to present to the folks. The only way that a candidate can get by that is for the candidate himself to go right to the folks and say, that's not who I am. Here's who I am. And Obama has not done it. Last word, go.
The problem is that for the last few election cycles, the Democrats have always been in a defensive position, always responding to Republican attacks. I think Barack Obama is right to assert who he is, to deal with the issues, and not deal with these simple-minded attacks on him being too arrogant or presumptuous. Okay. That's ridiculous.
All right, everyone. And if Tyra Banks wants to come on and explain anything, can
I be there too?
No. Doctor, thanks very much. Directly ahead, federal raid.